Anyway, so welcome everybody. We have one guest today, actually two guests. John, who I met just recently, who was introduced to me, was it by Scott Lang?
Scott Lang, yes.
Scott Lang, who's been a member for quite some time. And John and Scott know each other for a while. From the sports marketing world or from some other connection?
Yeah, back in the sports marketing sponsorship world, which I used to live in.
And Barry, welcome Barry. And then we have Lynn Donaldson, who will be a member soon because she's going to put her listing up. Everybody else has a listing, is a full-fledged member, so welcome. And so if you are a member and would like to do a 15-minute showcase, it's all yours. Just sign up. The link is I try to promote it in my email, but I'm going to put it in. By the way, the sign-up zone, as you may have noted from 2 weeks ago, that was down for, I don't know, over the weekend or something when I was trying to access it, but it's back up. So I'm going to continue to use the sign-up zone tool. At some point, we'll probably put it on the website. So why don't we'll just jump right into it. Barry has to leave at the half-hour point, but he also showed up first. So 3 minutes or so. Just tell us what's going on, what we can do, what you're looking for, type of leads you're looking for, anything new in your world as spring approaches, or actually spring is here, just not spring weather yet. If you got any interesting plans for the spring, travel plans, whatnot, tell us all about it. We'd love to hear. Barry, tell us what's up. I'll give everybody 3 minutes since we have 10 people and have another 50 minutes left.
All right. Well, thank you, Michael. And it's nice to see everybody again. And welcome to John, who is, I think you said new to the group. So travel plans. I'm looking forward to spending a lot of weekends and weeks on Fire Island. So if anybody else is out there for the summer, let me know. So that's going to be my travel plans. I'm still not booking travel abroad yet. I know a lot of everybody else has, but I just haven't done that yet. So the last couple of weeks, so I have been networking up like a fiend, and I tell you, it's freaking exhausting. And I'm learning that I can't do it all day. Like I just can't. I don't know how people do that. I mean, the other day, now I'm back down in Florida where things are just a little bit slower. But when I was in New York last week, I mean, there were days where I had like 6 in-person meetings a day, and it was just insane. So I need to stop, and I need to slow down a little bit because I'm definitely going to burn out. So that was a big lesson, to try to contain it as much as I can. I have been talking to a lot of startups, which has been really nice. I've been introduced to them by some VC friends, and I've really, really enjoyed helping founders accelerate their business, whether it's help them with their go-to-market plans, help them with thinking about their product, getting really detailed around how to improve their podcast. I mean, it was just, the conversations were all over the place. And in fact, those were the most exciting conversations that I had over the last couple of weeks, were the ones with founders. So I have to figure out a way to monetize that coaching into a business, I think, or at least do more of them because it gives me joy. I wrote an article that was published in Media Post. It was called Investing in the Infinite. And the idea is that we spend way too much time optimizing lower funnel where there is just slight and mediocre incremental growth, where acquisition costs are getting increasingly expensive because of what's going on with Apple and privacy and Facebook and so on. And that what we really need to be doing is investing in the infinite. which is kind of the way advertising used to happen. I think that we just don't do that anymore because clients are afraid and they're not brave, and everything has to be measured and predicted. And you often can't do that when you're investing in the infinite, but I do think that's where all of the opportunity lies. And there's been some really nice feedback on that article. So who knows where that will take me, but there you have it. That's me. Thank you for the opportunity, Michael.
Absolutely. If you want to share that, post or the link to the article in the chat.
Yes, I will do that. You know, it's on my LinkedIn. I'll post it now. Thank you.
Wonderful. Okay. So I did put to everyone. So after Barry, Matthew, then Lynn, then Rochelle.
Hello, good
Matthew.
afternoon. How are we doing? Yeah, no, it's a nice group. I was actually have similar camera issues trying to figure out how to set it up and make it work. But anyhow, so what I'm about, I do fractional CMO, SEO, Google ads, paid social ads, stuff like that. Looking to connect with anybody that needs help on that front. And looking to help share leads with anybody who has a particular need. I spoke to Rajiv a couple weeks ago. It was a great call, really cool concept. I've worked with clients in the past that have needed that. You know, it's really good to know who to go to for that type of services. So definitely looking forward to continue talking and chatting with you guys.
So I see the little baby. Is that yours in the background there? The picture of in yellow?
Yes, he is almost 8 right now.
Oh, okay.
Like 1.5 there.
All right, cool. And any examples of some clients you've worked with to help solidify what you focus on?
Yeah, so in terms of SEO, the last big client I worked with was Orkin. I was on the dream team. We helped speed up the site by like 3 seconds. We got like a couple hundred pieces of new content on the site, really made things turn around for them so they can start taking over SERP results from WebMD because they got really annoyed by that.
I'm sorry, what was the name of the client? Did you mention?
Orkin.com.
I'm not familiar with it. Are they
The bug people?
Working.
Orkin?
Yeah,
Terminators.
yeah, termites.
Ah, Orkin termites. Okay, yeah. Interesting.
Yeah. And then paid search. Most recently, I was working for SaaS Mining. They're a crypto startup. And they're actually at Bitcoin 2022, I think this week or next week.
And you were doing SEM for them?
SEM, social ads, stuff like that. Yeah.
So is a lot of your work the SEM and SEO implementations?
Exactly. Like basically, I call it algorithmic wizardry, like making sure that the clients where they need to be in front of the right audience and helping them optimize the costs and making sure that the right ad is in front of the right person so they get the lead or sale.
Wonderful. And based in Atlanta, correct?
Yep.
Question from Rajiv, are they paying you in dollars or crypto?
Hardcore dollars. I think there was an issue with part of their back-end financing because part of it was stuck in Bitcoin, which was great when the price was high, but when it tanked, it caused some internal pain, and they, I think they're happy to pay in dollars.
That's good. They still trust the U.S. government. Okay. Lynn, then Rochelle, then Faith.
Okay, so interesting that you live in Atlanta, Matthew. Our summer will be taken up with moving to Atlanta because my husband's just moved. His company just moved. So I look forward to perhaps catching up.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, we have the most amazing traffic. Look up Atlanta Scoop on Instagram if you're bored.
Yeah, I've seen the traffic. Lots of it.
Yeah.
Okay, so because I've got the memory span of a goldfish, I've forgotten what you actually wanted me to tell you.
Tell us what you want to tell us.
Okay, so I am in product launch success for life science industry. And I wonder if I can share something with you. It's a video that Rajiv and I are, because I'm in product launch success, one of the things I saw in my clients was they had nowhere to keep all their information. There's Excel sheets here and Excel sheets there and Excel sheets that get very cumbersome. So we developed a software. So Rajiv and I are developing the software, and we've got a sizzle reel we'd really like you to look at and comment on, please.
Okay, you can share it now if you'd like. You just have to make sure you put, when you share it, put the audio on, or share audio as well. There's a checkbox, I think, when you do the share. I think you have to select the screen first.
Yep.
And then it says, I think, try it. We'll see if the audio.
Share computer sound. Okay.
All right, now hit it.
How will I get everything done on time?
So many Excel sheets to look at. Why can't it all be in one place?
I need to prepare for a senior management presentation on our launch process. Where's the information?
Are you losing hours each week because your software isn't meeting your strategic planning needs? Then Lylli LaunchTools is the solution that is right for you. We've designed a way to streamline your entire strategic process in one highly intuitive and easy to use platform. We've focused the past 18 months on brainstorming and observing how our clients use a variety of existing software programs to launch their products. And from these insights, we've designed a solution that eliminates nearly every inefficiency, every technology gap, and every software learning curve that was holding them back from executing highly successful launches.
Welcome to Lylli LaunchTools, the first strategic launch software of its kind designed to completely uncomplicate the process of developing and capturing your launch plan. Lylli LaunchTools is built for global corporations and allows for seamless collaboration across functional teams and time zones. This way, everyone can clearly see their own accountability actions, enabling launch teams to increase efficiencies and skyrocket agility to hit launch targets while meeting critical project milestones along the way.
With real-time reporting and metrics tracking available on a user-friendly dashboard, your launch teams and stakeholders will have the information they need to manage their launch activities. Empower your launch teams to make the data-driven decisions that are crucial for a successful launch. Lylli LaunchTools is designed to reduce the pitfalls associated with a product launch by providing clarity and transparency of the launch every step of the way, highlighting risks to circumvent as early as the end of phase 2. Stop the email back and forth, dramatically decrease miscommunication, and prevent important launch components from falling through the cracks.
Plus, while other software platforms take months to implement, Lylli LaunchTools is designed to get you up and running in 2 weeks or less. You'll receive dedicated onboarding support so that your team can gain the proficiency with the platform as quickly as possible. Your patients need your products now more than ever. Let's help you launch with ease, collaborate without hiccups, and have the instant strategic insights you need to be successful with every new launch.
Request your free demo at lylilaunchtools.com.
Thank you. Went over a little bit.
Thank you.
Absolutely. I did. One thing I did notice, I think you spelled Gantt chart in there somewhere with an R, as if it's Grant chart, but it's G-A-N-T-T.
Yeah, there was a few spelling errors. This is the first time I've seen with the titles, so there was a few spelling errors that we'll have to go back and fix, but plus the fact it comes over the names. But overall, was there any interesting comments?
Is that for medical launch, or what are you launching?
It's for medical launch, pharmaceutical and life science.
You got to put it in there because I had no idea what you were talking about.
Okay, thank you.
Because you don't know if it's marketing launch, you don't know if it's a program launch. I don't know what you're launching.
Right.
Thank you.
I had two kind of broad comments. I personally don't respond well to marketing material that tells me they're going to solve all my problems and split the Red Sea and turn the sky purple and all of that sort of stuff. And I felt there was a little bit of that. So I would that just wouldn't work with me. And then I thought that there was too much in the video. Like it needs a little bit more spacing, and I feel like maybe that video should be really 3 or 4 videos. But yeah, it just felt like there was too much in there.
Right.
Thank you.
And you might want to invest in professional voiceover and some music in the background. It actually makes a big difference. The audio, interestingly, from what I've heard, and I think some research has shown that even though you're watching a video, the audio is really important. And the quality of the audio and the background and makes a big difference.
I'd love to see a testimonial or like a case study, maybe just a snippet of one, and then have like a great PDF to follow that as part of your marketing. It just make me and other people build trust faster.
Yeah, I think that would be great, especially like the people at the beginning, I assume were actors, right?
Yes. Well, they're part of our team, but yeah. Actors.
Okay, right. Yeah, so I think I like Nedra's suggestion that if I mean, I don't know if it's actually launched yet or if anybody's actually using it or be willing to go on camera or somebody who was an expert, right? I mean, maybe they're not necessarily a client, but they're at another company or somehow could speak authoritatively to it.
Was that you volunteering, Victor?
Well, I'm certainly no expert. So let's put it this way: if I'm in the video, you'd have fewer customers.
Thank you. Sorry, Michael.
Absolutely.
Didn't take up so much time. I just wanted to.
It was a mini showcase. That's quite all right. All right. Who did I have next in the list? It must have been Rochelle, then Faith, and Nedra. I didn't miss anybody, right? Everybody's on the list.
Okay.
Rochelle, you're up.
Okay, what does it take to talk about your business so that we are compelling? So I'd like us to think about, this is what we're talking about, is how do we go from unclear to unforgettable? So when it comes to talking about your business, I find that so many companies speak about themselves. They're beyond long-winded, boring, tedious, sound like everybody else. And those are some of the better ones. I've gone to presentations. There was one person ages ago who invited me to a presentation. And this was literally under the insurance umbrella, so you can only imagine. And then they said, really quickly, like, Rochelle, what did you think about it? And I said, because it was a friend, I said, if I had the ability, I would give you a fine to get somebody up at like 7:30 in the morning to come into the city to listen to this. You really deserve a summons. I mean, it was boring. It sounds like everybody else. You're trying to put a size 10 foot of information in a size 6 shoe, and it was painful. So I'm thinking that when we talk about our business, I don't know about you, but I wouldn't want somebody to walk away and say, God, that was painful, painful. So my suggestion is when we talk about our business, I always say, are you storytelling or boring telling? What's the emotion that we can bring into it? What is a result that we can bring into it? What is humor? Imagine cracking a joke during a presentation. God almighty, imagine something like that. So when we talk about our businesses from a personal perspective, when we're in the picture, when we can understand what our clients are going through, when we can, really talk about our pain. So many people tell us, I'm a gazillionaire, I'm a guru, I'm amazing, but I want to know how you started so that I can understand your road to success, so that I can see myself behind that and emanate and model that and hope to be that. So there is going to be a program that I am developing. It's coming through at the end of May. Rajiv, I will give you the date, and I've been attempting to do this, I don't even know how long. So it is coming to pass. It's going to be the ultimate power pitch. So if anybody is interested in learning how to speak about their business with the pizzazz, learn the 3 powers of the 3C, become compelling, catch someone's attention, be compelling, and have an amazing call to action. Please forward them, ask people if they're interested to get in touch with me. I am looking to do this pilot program. I'm looking for 8 to 10 people. It will start around the 3rd week of May. And that's about that. That's what I've got to say.
And I see the power of 3 C's is right behind you, but you're sort of
3
blocking.
Cs, catch, compel, and call.
Rochelle,
There you
if I
go.
may ask, what do you do?
What do I am.
This is the first time, so I find it very interesting in what you're talking about, but I'm not exactly sure what you do.
I am a business coach, and one of the things I talk about is presentations. Very rarely do companies know how to talk. One of the components of what I do is presentation work. So that's just a part of it. And then I do regular business consulting on a more broader spectrum. So considering we're all here under a marketing somewhat umbrella, under this particular umbrella, I focus on the speaking component.
Does that make it clear, John?
I wasn't too sure, but yeah,
No,
that clears it up.
Thank
Wonderful. Thank you, Rochelle.
Thank you for asking the question. Always helpful. Yeah, a lot of us know Rochelle, so we know what she does, but you're new, so it's good feedback that you didn't quite get it. Okay, Faith, and then Nedra, and then John.
Okay, hi, my name is Faith Tomases, and I have not seen some of you for quite some time because I got busy. So I was swamped, which is very good, but now I'm not swamped. So here I am. And I am a messaging developer. So I help companies articulate what they want to say and put it into words. So I do message development, I do name development, I do copywriting. I also do marketing communications planning, where I can, work with the client to ascertain what the communications problem really is, what needs to be said, what problem needs to be solved. And I'm a generalist and have been in a lot of industries. And the big job that I've had, one of them that's kept me so busy, has been very exciting because it's with a company that's going to get involved with carbon credit sales. And so I've been learning all about forest owners and people that own 40 to 5,000 acres. There's now a technology that can market to them and do it efficiently enough so they can sell their the credits from their properties. If anybody doesn't know what I'm talking about, please tell me. Polluters will pay for forest carbon sequestration because they have to get their usage down to zero. And so people that own forests can sell the rights to their land if they agree not to harvest the timber for a certain number of years. And so I've been involved in that in all areas. I did the name, which is we've come up with land yield, because the land is going to yield these forest owners a lot more than they knew. And I've written the website. It is not live yet. And I've now gotten involved with one-on-one interviews with landowners. And also there's somebody called a forestry consultant, which I knew nothing about, who these people, it's really a business. And they rely on consultants for advice as to how to manage the land. So I've been doing that and then helped develop some quantitative research, which results have just come back. So this project has really touched all my skill set, and it's been really exciting because it's dealing with the environment and helping solve climate change, which is more exciting than working on pet food or something else. So I'm just looking for anybody that needs help with articulation of communications in any manner. And I do stand out in having such a large name development portfolio. A lot of writers don't have that. And my strength is really clean, concise, to the point communications. So I'll put my name info in the chat. And if anyone has any questions, I'd happy to answer them.
Thank you. And that sounds like a great project. Land yield, you said?
Yep. Yeah. There's nothing to see yet. We're still waiting for, well, we got the trademark clearance. The website's written, but it's all tangled up in approvals process and this and that. But hopefully within a month or two, it'll be out there. So that's been really fulfilling to do that.
That's exciting. Yeah, especially in light of the latest report from the climate, what is it, the UN climate summit, whatever, not summit. Pretty dire.
Yep.
All right, let us move on to Nedra, then John, then Rajiv.
Thanks, Michael.
Nedra,
My name
you're
is Nedra Rezinas, and I'm from Portland, Oregon, and I'm going to take your advice, Rochelle, and share some stories because they're much more fun than me just telling you what I do. Just to give you a recap or just a nutshell, I do marketing strategy and coaching, and I focus on email marketing, networking, referral partners, and a bit of speaking and educating with a sprinkle of social media. My goal is not to, a lot of my clients have social media burnout and are just exhausted of marketing themselves on there. So I want to offer alternatives that are sustainable, that they can keep doing and getting help with and delegating people. So I'll give you an example. I have one client, Alicia, who came to me probably about a year ago. She's a personal stylist, and she was getting pretty burnt out on Instagram. And that's, of course, where a lot of personal stylists market themselves. And it's very competitive and it's very dismal. And she was getting a lot of perfectionism issues popping up at her, and it was tough. So, I worked with her, and we decided to think about who's our ideal client, because Instagram it's just so broad, and who are you really focusing on? And so it came to be that she really enjoyed working with women who are in leadership positions, probably a corporation or possibly a business, but they want to improve their look, because Alicia's talent is color typing people and getting them to wear some amazing clothes that they wouldn't necessarily think to wear themselves, and fill up their closet and not have them be embarrassed. So, we're like, okay, well, there's probably places you can network and meet these women, because the thing about Alicia, it's really her talent, her strength is she is amazing she's an extrovert. So she really, connects with people immediately in person, and was having a hard time doing it online. So luckily there was some places where she lived that were starting to open up and have these in-person networking events with women in leadership. And she started going to them, and guess what? Immediately she got to the door, she met people and immediately started getting clients. And what happens is, the woman will work with Alicia, and then all of a sudden she gets her husband in, like, you need to get some new clothes, honey. You don't look so great. And then all of a sudden the teenage daughter is like, I want to be in on it. She's doing the whole family, and it's kind of a trend, which is really cool. Another thing that Alicia also discovered is she hadn't really told anyone in her own network what she's been doing. She's been was just hitting the Instagram hard. Like, no, you got to share this amazing stuff you're doing. And so I helped her figure out some emails to write, and all of a sudden she started having more clients that were people that she knew, and then friends were telling friends. So that's kind of my take when I work with clients, is giving them the opportunity to use their strengths and not have to just plummet through social media and have it be this end all be all thing. And that's really refreshing. So one of the things I'm working on starting next week is a 3-part workshop where I focus on helping folks out there, small businesses, on marketing without social media, or at least reducing it, and how going a little bit through of a social marketing detox, and also just knowing that there's other alternatives and what those look like. And it may not be completely eliminating social media completely, but reducing it and having healthy boundaries, because I've gone through this myself, where I see my mental health being totally affected by social media. I've had to work on that, and I want to help other people too. So I'll share that information in the chat.
Wonderful, thank you. And Nedra just joined, right? Did you put your listing up? I think so, right?
Yep.
Thank you for doing that. So you're an official member, and that was great. The story really helps. All right, let's see. John, you get the picture, right? I don't like to have my guests go first.
I get it. Well, first time listener. First time on this. I guess, I'm not a public speaker. I don't do any of that type of stuff. I'm a general marketing practitioner. My background, my core background, I started in radio, believe it or not, showing my age here. Went from radio to events to sponsorship to strategic marketing, working with small businesses over the past 15, 20 years. And I went from an agency, Gray Advertising, to corporate, to Ernst & Young, and started Ernst & Young sponsorship group there in the national marketing and did a lot of, Olympic programs, a lot of marketing through sponsorships with E&Y. And then I left E&Y to start my own business. Why I did that, I'm not really sure, but I thought at the time it was a good idea. And I stayed with sponsorship, and then I realized that, through sponsorship, I was always taking, direction from, the heads of marketing on what the strategic direction should be, but applying sponsorship tactics to that strategic direction. And so I'm out on my own, and I'm, trying to figure out how to, market my own business. And I realized that, heck, I didn't know anything about strategic marketing. So what I did is I, put myself in, learn integrated marketing communications, experiential marketing, and I started marketing myself. And by doing so, I sort of switched into small businesses. And it got out of the sponsorship world, got out of the event world, and started working with small business owners. And I found that, I just enjoyed working with small business owners a lot more than, big corporations, and, trying to, work in that sphere. So over the last 15 years, I've been working with small business owners, more from a strategic marketing standpoint. But, I wear a lot of hats. I'm a jack of all, king of none. And, I'm sure some of you understand that, small businesses, they're like, I want a website, or, I need SEO, right? And, you try to, give them the old, let's crawl before we walk type of thing. And so I found myself really, getting involved with small business owners, not just from a marketing standpoint, but also from a sales standpoint and an operational standpoint. I had a sales background. I worked for Mobile Oil before I worked for Gray Advertising. So I brought the sales end of it, and I brought the marketing end of it, and the operation end of it, to which I now work with small business owners, and I work on growth. So I focus on the marketing, but yet, I start with sales, and I work with these people to, grow their revenue year over year. And that's the key for what I do with my businesses that I work with. And I typically work in the real estate industry. I work in the water treatment industry, some property management companies. Those are the three industries that I do most of my work with. But overall, like I said, I'm a jack of all, king of none. So I typically go out and I look for people that can help me with SEO, SEM, with website development, with, writing. I'm a horrible writer. So I look for people that really understand, communications. I know. So this is excellent for me. I have not been doing a lot of networking. So from a networking perspective, I do referrals, right? So from a networking perspective, this is great. But even I found very interesting in the beginning of this is just from a knowledge. I think there's a lot of knowledge here. And, I've been out of this networking game and probably out of the knowledge game. I'm not, I'm so focused on the stuff that I do on a day-to-day basis that I need to learn more. So that's one of the, interesting things I think about everybody here. I think there's a wide range of knowledge and a wide range of expertise, and I hope to
absolutely
steal some of that.
Thank you for joining us today.
Yeah.
And absolutely, and we try to have a showcase more often than not, where somebody does sort of dive deep into what they do, or if they share some knowledge. I think last week Jeremy Woolf shared his experience in actually generating some business via Upwork. That was higher value work than you would expect or think of when you think of a platform like Upwork. Wonderful. Okay, let's move on. Rajiv, then Victor, and then myself. Rajiv, you're up.
Okay, awesome.
So I'm going to take a page out of, I guess, Nedra's playbook and tell a story as well. So this is a story about reputation management. So once upon a time, long ago, well, not that long ago, about 6 months ago, a client reached out of the blue and said, Rajiv, help. I said, okay, what happened? Why are you so upset? And she said, Rajiv, I've been in the job market for a year and I just received my job offer, but they retracted the offer. Can you please help me? I said, okay, can you tell me what's going on? And then she related the sordid tale of how she was in the job market and finally got an interview in the company of her dreams. And it was amazing. She went through all 6-7 rounds and then they made her an offer. But unfortunately, they retracted the offer. The executive recruiter told her later on that they Googled her and thought that she's a criminal. She was like, what? Me? A criminal? How dare you? And then she Googled herself. And when she did, she in fact saw what they saw, which was somebody that looked like her. They were both blonde, had the same first name, different last name, who incidentally, this person that was appearing in her Google search has a criminal background. And it was the case of mistaken identity. So they thought that this person who has a criminal background is her because they kind of share a resemblance. And she was like, okay, Rajiv, you got to help me out. You got to help me out. I said, okay, fine. So we typically researched it, gave her an estimate of deleting it in about 90 to 100 days. To our surprise, we achieved the outcome in about, I want to say, like 20 to 30 days. It's a lot faster than even we could have predicted. And we let her know immediately. She saw it, confirmed it, and was then able to salvage the situation. So this is kind of like a small reenactment of the situations that happened. People's names have been changed to protect their identity and all that. This is how seemingly benign information can do a lot of real damage if left unattended. So my invitation to all of you is to please Google yourself, Google your name, Google your company name, Google your significant others, like anyone who you like typically interact with, Google them and see if there's anything that comes up that may alarm you on either Google page 1 or 2. And if there is something that alarms you, well, certainly kind of figure out what it is. And if it's something that needs to be gone, please reach out to me. We would love to take a look at it and see if we can help you out. So that's what we do. R Square Media, Reputation Repair. We help clients by deleting stuff that deserves to be gone. And that's what we do. We get it gone.
Okay. I didn't know that R Square stood for Reputation Repair. That's, I knew R Square Media, but not Reputation Repair. That's great. Okay. Right. Thank you for helping with that, I guess that acronym or the memory tag, whatever. Okay, let's go to Victor Lee.
Okay. Hi, everybody, and nice to see everyone. Thanks, Michael. So I think everyone on this call, you can see why I like having Rajiv as my co-host on my podcast. So for those of you of a certain age, we're kind of like Howard Cosell and Dandy Don Meredith from the early days of Monday Night Football. So we're hopefully we're a pretty good match. So what I do is I connect dots, and there's two kinds of dots. There's resource dots and opportunity dots. So resource dots is like everybody on this call. I mean, everybody here is really good at something, and is looking for more business. So what I do is I run around and I look for opportunity dots, which is people who need help, and hopefully they need help that somebody on this call can provide. So for example, Rajiv, a friend of mine called me up once. He had an opportunity, he needed help. So I got Rajiv involved. So we're still working on that project, trying to expand it. There's a woman, Michael, I think Sarita Jackson, who's also a member of the group, whom I met last year, and she does international trade research. So I sort of file it away in the back of my brain where it gets lost in all the cobwebs. But recently somebody called and said, hey, I need somebody who needs international market research. So we're working on a project with her. And then I also try to get my friends involved in connecting the dots. So Rochelle, who's obviously very good at what she does, but I had said to her, hey, I've got this other resource. And she connected me with an opportunity that we're still pursuing. And in fact, we're having another call with them tomorrow, Rochelle. And so we're trying to make something happen from there. So I'm happy to either try to help folks on the call, get new business, or if you're interested in playing, happy to tell you about some of the projects that I'm working on. And if you know somebody, then we can partner up and work on some of these projects together, even if they don't fit within your normal course of business. But, because I don't know who you know. So, for example, your next door neighbor, your cousin, might be the perfect person that somebody that I know needs their help, and then we can put something together. So, in the course of trying to find more dots, Rajiv and I decided to start this crazy podcast. From my many years of networking, I have developed my own very idiosyncratic approach to networking, which I call the Impresario approach to cognitive networking. So I have rules, protocols, approaches. It's not built on reciprocity. It's built on the work of the famous networker, Benjamin Franklin. And I have developed a variety of protocols, like how to do a LinkedIn invitation, how to respond to a LinkedIn invitation. So, for example, if someone gives you a LinkedIn invitation, if someone accepts your LinkedIn invitation, there's a 4-step process for what to do next. And my time's up. But we've also developed the 10 rules, and I'm happy to share those with anybody who's interested. Thanks a lot.
Absolutely, the 10 commandments of networking. Wonderful.
I'd actually be interested. I'll be interested in hearing those 10 rules. Okay. I mean, I'm actually working through Sales Navigator. Then there's another software app that I'm looking at that automates all of that in Sales Navigator using Boolean. It's unbelievable. Yeah, exactly. So I'm just in the middle of all that, and quite frankly, it's a lot of information, and I'm just like, I need clarity.
Be careful of the AI stuff. It could shut down your account.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah,
some of
it, it's actually against terms of service of LinkedIn, but some of it works, some of it you have to just be careful.
Yep. Okay.
They usually have.
Yeah,
it's about like the number of outreaches you do. So
Yeah.
if it's less than 50, that's usually like a safe number. Anything more than that, you're running the risk of having your account locked out for 3 to 4 days. It's happened to me twice. So
Yeah, you do like 5 a day or so, and you're good.
Okay.
I guess it depends on lots of things. They change it. I believe they do change it, make it more restrictive sometimes.
And
All right, all right, I will do my little pitch in the last pitch, and then we'll open it up to more discussion for the last few minutes. So, as you know, my name is Michael Bendit. My core business is representing software development teams. I have about a dozen teams that I now represent. And most of my work is in 2 areas: marketing, of course, which is why I do a lot of networking and marketing. My teams build websites and mobile applications, e-commerce sites. And then I've got a couple of niche teams that do things like big data, blockchain, 3D rendering. But the core, the bread and butter is the websites and mobile applications and e-commerce. One thing that I think makes me different from a few things. One of the things that makes me different is I'm not delivering, the hammer because everything looks like a nail. It's if you go to a team and you're not really sure what you need, they're going to say yes, even if they don't necessarily have the skills to deliver. So because I represent this dozen teams, my job is to make sure it's a really good match, both in terms of the technology, the capabilities, the budget, etc. I just had a call this morning with a prospect who is a very large seller of jewelry on Amazon. They do anywhere from like 200 to 2,000 orders a day. Average sale price is probably $80 to $150. So they're generating in a busy season, $100,000, $200,000 a day in revenue. And they've built a system, a back-end system, which manages 600,000 SKUs. And the reason they have so many SKUs is because it's built up on components, right? You have a ring, you have different designs, you have different colors, it takes different size gems, takes different types of gems with different colors. Each of those is its own stock keeping unit. And so they built a very complicated back end, but it's all in the head of one guy. And they realize, they need to make this more robust. They need to make it so he's not, if he gets hit by a bus, it's not the end of their systems. And so he's looking for a team to take over. And I happen to have a team that's got really deep experience in e-commerce and the back ends to e-commerce systems. So had a call with them today. It looks like they've done a fair number of these types of build your own SKU, manufacturing on demand type applications. And so it probably a good fit. And that's why I'm able to actually close a lot of these deals, because I'm filtering before I bring it to the team that I think is best. And I won't, I'm usually 80% of the time, 90% of the time, it's the first team I think of. But I check with them. I have a call. I see, do you have the availability? Is this the right fit? Do you have examples that would be compelling? And so hopefully this will fly. I'm actually going to visit the client tomorrow. One of the first days I've been out visiting and networking since the pandemic began. And also, you may have noticed my background is different. We moved to a 2-bedroom, 2-bath over the weekend, and we're liking it. It's a nice place. They haven't opened the pool yet, but there's a pool and there's a lot of amenities, gym, etc. So we're only a town away from where we were. I'm going to open it up, change the view to gallery. We are 9 of the 10 people that started. I think Barry had to jump. Any comments, questions about the network, about anything that anybody's talked about in the last 5 minutes? I'm sure Lynn would be interested in getting more feedback. So if on the video, Lynn and Rajiv. So Lynn, make sure you put your LinkedIn or your email in the chat. Rajiv.
Yeah, just one comment, kind of like a request from those that remain. If you could please follow us on LinkedIn for things I didn't learn at Harvard, as well as Lylli LaunchTools, that would be greatly appreciated. I'll put the links in the chat.
Thank you. And if you want to save the chat, if you open up the chat and you click on the 3 buttons, the first choice is Save Chat. If you want to take a screenshot, because you need to remember the names of folks, I think now would be a good time to do that. Or if you forget somebody's name that you want to connect with, you can always reach out to me, or you could go to the website. You have to know their business name to go to the website. That eventually, I'm still working on launching the new version, where you'll have a membership directory by first, last name, of course, as well.
I'd love to know from Lynn or Rajiv, what is the status of Lylli LaunchTools? I mean, is it out there or beta?
Yeah, so it's somewhere between beta and final release. We're hoping that again, this is just a hope. We're hoping that we can launch it in the next 2 weeks, because we've been filing a lot of bug reports, and the devs are working hard at resolving all the bugs as we reported. So we're hoping that we can launch it in the next 2 weeks.
So you don't have any, do you have any customers on it now, beta customers?
No, not yet, because we kind of want to iron out all the bugs first, because otherwise they'll have a less than ideal experience.
So it's pre.
Go ahead, Michael.
It sounds like it's pre-beta then. I mean, typically, beta is your first customers that aren't necessarily paying for it. They're testing it out.
And I have a couple of industry mentors from a big medical devices company who are potentially going to try it out. And then there are other companies I'm approaching. But just so you know, I'm a member of DA4S, which is Diversity Alliance for Science. and it's all the, like, because I'm a women-owned enterprise, so it's DA4, the number 4S, and we entered a competition with a shortened video of the one we showed you. We entered a competition 8 that innovate, and we've been selected as one of the 8. And in May 2nd to the 4th, we get the opportunity, hopefully, to present again to all the people that are actually at the conference. Our video goes up with the other 7 people that they can ask us questions, and then if we get through that, we win a certain amount of time in front of certain people. But what it does is that will go up onto the website of the DA4S website, and even those that are not there will have a chance to see it. And so there are probably about 60 company members in DA4S. They happen to be mostly the large pharma, which is not necessarily our ideal client, but still, you never know who's there. And so, but we were really pleased to kind of at least get through to the 8. And so wish us luck for getting through to 1 or 2.
That's great. I have somebody who you might be interested in meeting, a client of mine who launched a company called Centivox, CENTIVOX. If you look it up, it's to get raise the profile of experts, diversity, people, DE&I experts in the medical space.
Thank you. Yeah, DA4S is a partnership between the DEI experts within pharma and the vendors who are DEI certified. So, I've been a member for about 4 or 5 years, and the idea is that we should work together to improve things. But of course, the last conference I went to was in 2020, which happened to be a DA4S conference in San Diego. So they're bringing it to Newark Airport. So if anybody wants any details, if you're interested in that space, it's DA4S, Diversity Alliance for Science, and I'll put it in the chat if it's something that you might be interested in.
Yeah, put that in pretty, please.
DA4S,
What's the purpose of the conference?
Sounds like it.
Go on, Michael.
Go ahead. I was just go ahead.
So the idea is to bring together the DEI people from the larger companies and the potential vendors. And the idea is supposedly, I say supposedly because it doesn't always work like that, because it's a bit clicky, just so you know, is that we get the opportunity to talk to these people and potentially open up the conversation for business. But it's educational. There's interesting talks. So go on the website and see what they've done. They show what they've done over the last conferences. And
Diversity Alliance for Science.
Yeah, they are limiting it to 250 people this year, and you can go whether you're a member or not. Rajiv and I are probably going to go because, as I say, when they present our video, that we've got to refine it, and then when they present our video, I get to go up on stage because I'm a member and answer the questions. Unfortunately, Rajiv's not a member, so he can't go up, but I'm sure we can work our way around it so he gets to answer the questions as well. But yeah, so it's a great opportunity for us to present our showcase, at least even getting through the 8, because a group of people had to have a look at the video in order to put us through to the next round. So we've already got a showcase. And I'm also looking at WeBank, which is the Women Business Enterprise National Council, because of being a women-owned business. I'm looking to see if we can do the same, because they have a similar event where you can showcase what you do at their conference. So
Wonderful. We are at the top of the hour, a little over. Thank you all for coming. Thank you, John, for coming as a guest.
Thank you, Michael. And
absolutely.
Good to see you, Victor. It's been a bit.
Thank you. Yes. Same here, Rochelle. Nice seeing you, and nice seeing everybody.
All right, cool. Thanks so much. Have a great day.
Have a good night, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.